In this Code.org lesson, you are an artist of code. We're going to keep exploring functions, those ways to store code and run it just by saying its name. Let's dive in. This is Code.org, and we have a multiple choice question. All right, what will happen when you press run? Keep in mind, when you select an answer, you'll be able to hit run, but your answer is submitted to your teacher. So if I'm your teacher, I would get it, or your teacher gets it. Just make sure you think about this. All right, so what will happen when we hit run? Well, let's see. When run, okay, well then what? Draw a square. What the heck is that? The computer is going to start searching. This green block must be a function somewhere. So it says draw a square, smack. Oh, I got to repeat 4 times. Okay, what do I got to do 4 times? Do move forward by 100, zoop. Turn right 90, hits the bottom, doop. Back to the top because I have 3 more times to go. I'm right 90, and then what do? Move forward 100 again, turn right 90. Okay, so I'm here. Hit the bottom, I got 2 more times, zoop. Move forward 190. So that must be a square. 4 sides, right turn each time. Once it runs 4 times, it hits the bottom of the pink loop that fourth time, and says, okay, I'm done. And it would run any code below this. But there's no code. It's the end of the function. So we just go back. And remember, this is where that function was called. So this is where we jump to it. Now we go down, jump backwards. Oh, so I must jump over here. And then what do? Draw a square. And the computer says, what's that? Smack. Oh, so what am I going to do again? And let's draw a square over here. If it's separated by 175, that's larger than the length of the side. So they must not be touching. No, they don't overlap. Yeah, they should have a gap between them. Let's see. Perfect. Onward. Alright, here's a function called draw square. Use it to complete the drawing. The squares are 70. Okay, so you can see what this does, and I talked about it through the last section. This is a function. When I say its name, the computer will go, what is this? Smack. And it's going to run this. What does this do? Well, I repeat 4 times. I draw a side and I turn right. I repeat and draw the 3 other sides. We have a square then. So it lets us know here that we need to go 100 or we need to go 75. So I'm going to move forward 75. But that's not going to be enough, right? Because my square here, how long is it? Each side's 100. So if I only go through 75, I'm only going to be halfway through that square when I try to draw my next square. I need to get all the way over here. So we know it's 100 length side, so, and then I 75 gap. So 175. Notice I did move forward because I want to draw this chunk. Let's see. Run the function once, move forward, run it again. Onward. And what do we have here? Build a function that will create this star. Okay, so they already gave us this function block where we can store a code called draw a star. But there's no code in it. So each arm of the star is 25 pixels. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to have to move 25. Notice we're only allowed to use 7 blocks, or only supposed to. You need to turn 45 degrees. It's okay to go forward and backward over the same arm. All right, so I have 1 move forward here so far, and I need to turn, it says. So I might as well do that. I'll try turning right 45 degrees. And then what? Do they give us? Interesting. Notice I have another move forward right there. There's a 1 next to it. I think that's kind of a hint. But this isn't really making sense because we can only use 1 more block. There must be a better way to move. Move backwards. Boom. And it will still count that as move forward blocks. Kind of tricky there. Now, we do know it is what? 45 degrees. Okay? 45. We still have 1 block left because this is only going to draw 1 side. We've turned now, but what can we do? Well, normally I would do another move forward, move backward, turn right. Right? Because that's going to do the same thing. But like always, if you're repeating yourself in code, there is probably a better way. Yep. And notice these are identical. So, joop and joop and joop. Quicha and quicha. Now, does it tell us 8 arms? So 8 sides, I think. What happens, we hit run, the computer says, draw a star, what's that? Smack. 8 times over, it moves forward, drawing that side, backwards, turns, 1, 2, 3, and we have it. Quapow. Onward. Alright, when drawing 3 star... Oh, is 3 stars harder than drawing 4? Oh, draw only those 3. Okay, so we have to jump the moon. No problem, we got this. So we have 2 blocks on our screen and we can use 11. Well, if I'm at a star right now, I want to draw it. Notice that they gave us an empty function. Good thing we know from last time what we need to do, right? We moved forward 25 pixels, because that's the length of the arm. Just like we did in the last puzzle, we then move backwards 25 pixels. And from the last puzzle, it told us we would turn right 45 degrees. That would do 1 arm. Oh, and I'm not running this yet. We have to say a function's name to run it. So now the computer should draw 1. Yep, we got 1. Now I'm turned and ready to do the next. Well, from last time we know there's 8 sides, so I can use this guy. They even set it at 8 for us. That's nice. And so now when I say, hey, computer, draw the star, it goes, what's that? Smack. 8 times over, I should move forward 25, move back, turn 45. Just like that, we have 1 star. Now what do we need to do? The first and second star are 200 pixels, and it tells us to jump, so, oh yeah, here's a jump. Okay, and I guess I'm going to do 200. Now what can I do? Well, I can do my draw a star, because if I jump 200, I want to draw another star. Then what do I want to do? Well, the third one is 100 pixels. Okay, well then actions, jump, 100, function, draw a star. Notice how easy it is to drop in draw a star? If we didn't have a function, I would have to put repeat A each time. Instead, I can store it in this block, give it a name, and just use that name to run it all. Time to give it a try. Quapow. Alright. Draw all of the windows individually would be a pain. Try to solve this puzzle by creating a draw window. Okay, and call it 5 times. Watch out for the door. Do they tell us how big these are? 4, okay. 25 square, okay. So, draw a window, so 4, 25. Okay, well that will do one side of a square, but how many sides are there? Well, there's 4, so what I would really need to do is do this multiple times. Of course, we know in code, rather than ever doing something like repeating yourself, we should use a repeat. So 4 times over, what am I going to do? I'll do this so I can draw 1 square. Oh, I need to ask the function to run. Now the computer will run it. Okay, we got 1 square, but wait a minute. We need, well, more of them. So once I'm done with 1, what should I do? What if I were to turn actions? Should I turn right 90 degrees? And then do this again. Okay, well, if I want to do this again, because it says draw a window, it doesn't say draw 1 square of a window. How many different squares are there in a window? 4. So, and it tells us, it gives us that number next to our repeat block, giving us a hint that we're going to use lots of them. Let's try that. So that's looking good, and honestly, I bet it would work just as well. Yeah, either way you want. So, alright, we got 1 window. Now what are we going to do? Well, it tells us they're 100 pixels away. So let's go ahead and jump. There's a jump, yep. And how much? 100. Now once we jump, we want to draw another window. Thankfully, we have this function that we can just use its name. So we draw the window, it goes over here, and it says 4 times over, so I have to do this 4 times. What do I got to do? I got to draw 4 sides. So right away, it hits 4, and it says, oh, okay, 4 sides. 25 right, droop 25 right, droop 25 right. And we draw this small square. Then we hit drop below, because we've run that 4 times. We turn right 90, zoop, hit the bottom of this loop, and it says 3 more times still, so we draw 4 squares. Now we're going to, once it's done running draw window, the function's done, it will drop below, because it ran it from here, this is where we asked it, and I'm going to jump 100 and draw another. Now, I don't think that's going to be enough, because I think I'm going to have to jump again and draw another, right? So, and I hope you're yelling at me, jump 100, function, draw window. Wait a minute here. I am repeating myself right here, right? So might as well save myself a block. So far, so good. Then what? Well, then I'm going to need to jump down here. So I end like this. I'm going to need to turn right 90 degrees. And then what? So the bottom are 150 below. So I'm going to go ahead and jump forward 150. But I'm going to be facing down now. So I'll have to turn again. I want to be facing right. So boom. Great. Now I should be down here. Yep. And I can start this again. It would also work if you did left, honestly. But, okay, I can run my function again. I need to draw a window. Then I need to jump, I think. I'm assuming it's 200 because it's 2 windows apart, right? Since each window is 100. So I'm going to say 200. I'm going to say draw a window. Let's see. Quapow! So we are going to build up something fancy, creating a function for this square. Draw a square. Oh, well, we know how to do that. We've seen it the whole time. It looks like move forward and action turn right 90 degrees. That will only do one side, so we can use a loop rather than repeating ourselves and say, hey, do this side drawing turning 4 times. It hits draw square, looks for our function, runs it. Oh, mine's way too big. And I guess I want to turn left. Boom, onward. Alright, oh, and it brought over my function. Now what? Oh, it wants me to draw 4, so it says draw a line of squares. Ah, it wants me to use a function in here, right? So what should I put into this to draw a line? Well, I already have one function. I can say draw a square. Okay, then what? Does it tell us how far? They're 50 pixels apart. So I'm going to, oh, and it gave us a jump. 50. And then what am I going to want to do? Well, I'm going to draw a square here. Then what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to jump 50. Or should it be 100 if they're 50 apart? So they're 50 apart, but we're still right there. So we need to jump the size of the square plus 50. But we can do better. We're repeating ourselves. Draw a square, jump, draw a square, jump. And it wouldn't matter if I jumped at the end. So instead of writing that 3 times over, and this way, you have a function and a function. But it's great, because I know this draws a line. Oh, and now I can read this. What does that do? Oh, 3 times over, I'm going to draw a square. And it keeps the code in these like neat little boxes with names, and it's easier to read what's going on. Onward. Alright, add one more function that creates this stack of staggered squares using draw a line of squares. Ooh. So we need to, did they create that function? Oh wait, yeah. So now we need draw a line. Okay, so we need our own function. And it's up to you what to name it. I'm going to call mine draw staggered, or maybe squares, draw squares staggered. I could say squares. So it's up to you what to name it. You could just say staggered squares, I guess. But anyways, all right, let's do that. Now what? Well, I need to know what I want to run in here. Right now, if I draw a line of squares, I will just, well, draw a line. So let me actually do that right here. Let's also make sure this is all functioning. I'm going to put that there. What should happen is when I hit run, yep, notice it all go. So when I hit run, it looks for this. Boom. What's that do? Draw a line. What's that do? 3 squares, right? And how do we do that? We go down there. So let's go ahead now. It looks like I need to turn around. What if I do a 180? And then what? Well, it looks like I could draw another line of squares. Oh, nope. Oh, I should do it like this. I can do it in my function. Because that way, we contain all this complicated stuff, and we only have to say draw staggered stairs, and it will do it all. Quapow. Awesome. If we wanted, you could even have a loop here, a repeat too. That'd be fine. Onward. Alright, using everything you've learned so far to recreate this design. Ooh. Alright, we got this. So I bet they're going to want, notice how it looks kind of like the staggered stairs we already did? So let's start with what we were just learning. I'm going to do a draw square. Okay. And what goes in that? Well, a square we said had 4 sides. Quapow, right? Obviously. And then each side, it was 50 before, so I'm going to guess they're 50 still. And then I need to turn right each time to draw a square. So that should be 1 square just like before. Now remember, what did we do next? Well, we were drawing a line of them. So why don't we use that idea still? And what did we do to do that? Well, I said, okay, you want to run this function, draw a square, and then what? Well, we need to jump, right? And how far did we jump? Each square was 50, but if you remember, we jumped 100 because 50 and then another 50 to get to the next square. Now, to draw 3 of these, nope, not the line. I need to do this again, and then I need to jump again, and I hope you're yelling at me, and then I need to do this again. You don't need to repeat yourself, right? Draw a square again. This is not necessary. I should use a repeat block instead. And there's 3 squares, boom. Because it doesn't matter if we do one more jump at the end. I think it will actually help. Let's test out what we got so far. Keep in mind, when I hit run, the computer's going to say, what in the world is draw a line of squares? Smack. Hits this, and it goes, oh, I got to do this 3 times. What do I have to do? Draw a square. What's that? Smack. And it draws my sides, 50 pixels, 4 times. Once it's done with these, running this 4 times, hits the bottom of the function and goes, oh yeah, where was I now? it was called from here, right? And so it just drops to the next line. We jump forward 100, hit the bottom of this loop, zoop, and we have to draw 2 more squares. What did I do here? I need a left. Great. Now what? Well, keep in mind, what did we do for our staggered squares? Function. Something like that, right? And then what? Well, we did a 180. And what did we ask it to do? We drew a line of squares. So instead of having this out here, we said draw a line of squares, do a 180, and then draw a line of squares. Oh, we don't have any. So that gets us here. Then what would we want to do? Well, I bet we would jump, right? So I'm going to need to turn 90 to the left, I think, and then jump. Well, how big are our squares? Our squares are just 50. And since we're on the corner here, oh wait, we'd probably want to start in the bottom corner again. So let's jump 100. And then what can we do? Well, I bet we can draw staggered squares. Good thing we have this function to make it really easy to run stuff like this several times. Uh-oh, what did I do wrong? You need to turn left or, yep, turn left again to be facing the right way. Great, now what am I going to want to do? Well, I'm going to want to turn left 90. Then what? Well, then I'm going to want to jump forward. Oh, wait a minute. I'm repeating myself. So instead of doing all that, let's see here. Boop. We need to draw 3 of these. So let's try that. Boom. Ooh, I love challenges. Create this image using the limited blocks provided. Each triangle has a side of 50 pixels. To draw a diamond, you need to alternate. Okay, so each side has 50 pixels, so I'm going to move forward 50 because that's a pretty big clue. And then what? Well, how many squares? Ooh, wait a minute. Alternate by turning. Ooh, 60. Okay. So then they're telling us to turn. Just let me try that. I guess I'll turn. They say 60 first, so I'll do that. And then. Oh, wait. 60 is not going to be enough. It's a triangle. See? We're going to, I think, need something like 120. Let's try this out, though. Okay, so we got part of it. Now what? Well, I'm going to want to move forward 50 and then turn again. How much? Okay, well, now look. I'm going to end up repeating myself. I can turn again at the bottom, so let's use a loop. Triangles have 3 sides. And to make this even less confusing, so we don't have a ton of huge-looking code here, I can just have a make or draw triangle function. Maybe call it draw. What you name it's up to you. Boom. And now I can run this here. Now what? Okay. Well, after I draw 1, how many do I need to do? Why don't we use the same ideas as before? Okay. And then how many do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 it looks like. And then we're going to turn. Okay. So let's go ahead and use a loop right away. Oh, they set it at 4. That's nice. And we're going to say our function, draw a triangle. And then what? Well, we're going to need to move forward, I think, to get to the next one. Oh, let me click reset. And now what do we need? So I can't just draw 4 triangles on top of each other. Not a move. Of course, I need a jump. Notice that move had a 0 on it. We can't use another one of those. Now, how much should I be jumping? 100 or 50? We can go ahead and test this, right? I mean, oh, but we'd have to run the function. Draw triangles. Let's try now. Okay, so obviously that's too much because you're just going to want to jump the length of the triangle itself. There we are. So now we have these 2 functions. Now, we don't want to just draw one line. We're going to want to turn. So actions, and it tells us here 60 and 120. Well, is this a 60-degree angle or 120? Well, let me drop this here. And let's see. I can even click on this and kind of get a better idea. How should I be turning right now? Well, that looks more like my angle than that does, 120. So let's give 60 a shot. All right, now what am I going to do after that? I'm going to run my function again, draw a line of triangles. What does this do? When I hit run, slow it down a bit. When I hit run, it says, okay, I got to find draw a line of triangles. Smack. What does that do? Oh, I got to repeat 4 times. Draw a triangle. Oh, smack. Draw 3 sides. Once it draws the 3 sides, it goes back to here, drops below. I jump forward 50, hits the bottom, zoop, draw another. Boop. So it draws 4 triangles. After drawing all 4 of these, hits the bottom of this, goes back, I turn 60 degrees, and I then draw another line of triangles. Now what do I want to do? Well, I want to go ahead and spin around, so I'll turn. Now is where I'm going to do 120, and I want to draw 2 more sides. Well, right there, if I'm saying, wait a minute, I need to do what? I need to draw 2 more sides. Well, okay, draw a line, and then what? Okay, turn right again, right? Not jump. Turn right, and then what? Oh, okay, well then draw another line of triangles. Would it matter if I turn one more time at the end, say 120 degrees? Right here? It wouldn't. And so, what am I doing? You don't need to repeat yourself. I mean, you can, but there's no need. Boom, boom. We did it. Onward. Wow, that's impressive. All right, so this time use lines of 8 hexagons with 25 pixel sides. Okay. 6 times. Repeat 6 times. So they're giving us a hint, and I'm going to just rely on what we've done before. I'm just going to call this draw a hexagon. And so I know it has 6 sides, so I bet I'll loop to do that. Turn 60 degrees. 6 sides. So I'm going to move forward 25. And then what? Well, I need to turn 60 degrees. All right, so that will do a hexagon. Quapow, we hit run. The computer's going to hunt for it. Oh, that looks a bit too large. Oh, they're overlapping. Tricky. Okay, and great. That's 1. Now what are you going to need to do? Well, let's do the line thing that we've been doing, right? Instead of just doing 1, looks like they're overlapping in lines. I'm noticing a pattern. Draw, I'm going to call mine hex line, or line of hex. I guess. Now what? Okay, well, I'm going to run a function, draw a hexagon, then what? It looks like I need to jump 25 between each. And then draw a hexagon. How many do I need? Lines of 8. Okay. Oh, so they overlap because we're only jumping 25 pixels. 8. Now, since I draw a hexagon here, I don't need it there. Cool. And then it tells us 120 degree turn. So, okay, action, turn, 120. Oh, wait. Nope, 60. We don't need to turn almost all the way around. And then we're gonna, well, draw some hexagons. Then what? Well, I think we're gonna need to turn 120 at that point, because they told us at some point we're gonna need 120. And then what? Well, I'm going to draw a line of hexagons. Okay, let's see what that does. Oh, getting there. Awesome. So I'm about to repeat myself again, though, because I got to do this twice. So, boop, boop. And now I can draw, 2. Boom. Very similar to the last one, but a different shape. So it's going to jump to this function when I ask it to. It draws 8 hexagons, right? And what's that mean? Okay, 8 times over, draw a hexagon. What's that? You just smack. Grabs this function. We draw 6 sides. Zoop, once, twice, 3 times. Once it's done running that, hits the bottom, goes back to here where it called it. Then we jump forward 25, plop, hit the bottom, and we do this 8 more times to draw one side. Hit the bottom of this, we go back here, turn right 60, draw this side, hit this then after running draw all hexagon again, turn right 120, turn all the way around, and do it all again. Awesome. Ooh, what will happen when you press run? Okay, well let's see. When run, I need to 4 times draw a polygon. Wait a minute, we have draw a line of polygons. Okay, does that... Hey, we never asked draw a line of polygons to run. This just says draw polygon. Okay, so 4 times we're going to draw a polygon. What's that do then? Well, 4 times, repeat 4 times, draw a side of 40, got it. Turn 90, got it. Hit the bottom 3 more times, down, okay. Turn right. Oh, okay, so we draw all 4 sides. We'll hit the bottom of this, and we're done with the function. Where was the function asked to run? It was asked right here, so we go down. We'll turn right 90, like that. And then we hit this, and we got to draw 3 more polygons, where we'll move forward. Okay, and we'll draw another one. Wait a minute. This only runs polygon, so I guess we're going to draw 4 squares up here? Maybe this? They won't draw a line, right? Because we're not turning right. Not on top of one another. It's going to be more like a window, I think, because they'll all be next to each other. Quapow. Onward. Ooh, usually you learn to draw what you want. Can you make a pinwheel? I love this. Well, heck yeah, we can make a pinwheel. Okay, so I need to start by getting to the middle, I guess? Ooh. Is there a center here? Oh, that's a good start. Then what? Okay, well, I don't want to draw one hexagon. Ooh, they gave us draw a line of hexagons. Ooh, staggered squares. Wow, they gave us a bunch of stuff. Okay. But what do we want to do? This pinwheel. So I'm going to say jump to the middle and draw a line. And then, what should I do? Well, let's see. That's cool. Oh, mine might be too big. Interesting. Ooh, I can set a brush. Ooh, I think they want it to be skinny. And then I'm going to need it. I think 90 is too much. Oh, and so what will I need to do? It looks like that's too much of a turn, 45. So then what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do a jump to center again, right? Jump to center, draw a line. Don't repeat yourself ever. We don't need to. Loop. And how many do they got here? It looks like 8. And we don't need set width inside of the loop because we set it once and we're good. Let's see what this does. But wait a minute. Theirs looks very light, so I guess we could choose... Ooh, we could choose our own color? Oh, I don't think it's white. Maybe it's teal. I want to do a random, though. We did it! Onward!